What is going on, you guys? How are you?
Good, good. How about you?
Welcome.
Long time no see.
Do you guys? Do you know Jedi Arms Dealer Mundo?
Whoops. I'm having some audio issues. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
I can hear you perfectly.
I can't hear space. It's like it's gated. It's the strangest thing. Let me log back out, log back in.
Okay.
Huh. Oh. All right, be right back, guys.
Well,
Mundo.
Space, I appreciate you inviting me to come on with you guys here tonight.
Oh, of course. Dude, Mundo and I just came from our comic book show on Comic Book Creation Live. And we were talking about our the comic I'm drawing, Albatross Junction. And now that that's done for the night, we decided to do a little drawing stream over here on SpaceWindu channel and draw some of Jedi Arms Dealer's drawing that I'm making for him. I'm gonna get my screen sharing thing working. Here we go. I hope that works. That'd be nice. Oh, there we go. Beauty. Perfect.
Beauty. Strange brew.
Okay, I think it's working. What I'm drawing for Jedi Arms Dealer is, we did a couple streams about it. It's a piece of artwork that depicts his lightsaber that he made called Illumos. And Mundo, I don't know if you were on the last time we were drawing this, but it's a character that we kind of made up, and he's wielding Illumos, and he's fighting off a bunch of bad guys like Sith troopers, or like the red style troopers,
right,
who are like the Praetorian Guard type people. Okay, let's see if Jedi Arms Dealer has a better sound. Oops, he disappeared. He disappeared. All right, he'll come back. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow I don't go to work till probably about 11:30 tomorrow, because
great.
I've got a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock, so I can wake up a little bit late tomorrow. So I finally got all the holes on the Prophy re-drilled out with all the stuff that was in it, and so now I'm ready to rewire again on the Prophy. So hopefully this time it'll work all together. We'll see. Hopefully.
Was I gonna play? I was gonna play a clip for you. Pick up your Star Wars lightsaber.
Which on your Star Wars lightsabers? Where's your ending? Go! I got it! Me too! Zap, zap, zap!
Mundo's got to get ready to pick up his lightsaber.
It needs to charge. Out of all days, it needs to charge.
Okay, beauty. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see if Jedi Arms Dealer is able to hear us now. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Can you? If you guys can hear me, go like this.
Go like what? Let's see.
I can't hear space. It's the strange. It's like it's very gate. I can hear Mundo, but I can't hear space. It's like very like there's a gate.
Oh,
like
wow.
it's all chopped up. Say something again, Anthony.
Okay, so I'll just keep talking. You tell me if it gets better. Maybe I'm choppy. Maybe it's my internet.
It's like a computer voice,
clear and then it went straight. It's still going choppy.
Huh?
I've restarted everything. I don't get it.
Give it a minute and see if it like flattens out. I don't know if you hear me like robotically. Mundo, do you hear me robotically?
No, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
I hear him loud and clear.
Exactly, Anthony. I think I heard you say it sounded robotic like, because that's what it's doing. I can't understand anything on your end, but I can hear Mundo crystal clear.
Mundo's going to be my translator.
Oh wait, I think it cleared up. All right, the gremlins
might
have
be.
left the building.
Yeah, sometimes you give those electronics a little while to
Warm up.
reset themselves, normalize. You might need some help.
Free us or die.
Oh damn,
Oh, that looks cool, man.
it's back. Oh,
Oh, that's okay. Dude, look at that. That just looks awesome.
it's going in a museum if I got my way.
Right? Right? That's the man.
Yeah, man.
He down
So
with it.
What you been up to, Mundo? Happy holidays, happy New Year, and all that jazz.
Happy New Year, happy holidays. Same to you, sir.
Yeah, man.
I'm in the process of finalizing on a house, man. So
Oh wow.
4 bedroom, 2 bath. We'll be moving into a brand new spanking house.
Oh, so fun type of stress.
Yeah, fun type of stress, man. So right now, in the process of packing up in between all of this, the shows and work stuff and all that good stuff.
Cool, man.
And I haven't been able to work on my Profi for very long. Little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
I had it all wired up, and it started out okay, but then there was no lights on the blade itself, so I had to go back to square one, take all the wires off, see what I maybe have done, clean up the board again, and do it that way.
You doing
I had my. Go ahead.
You doing in-held LED or neopixel?
NeoPixel.
Nice.
Yeah, and I actually I've got my own blade working because I had actually bought a hilt from what do you call it? I end up getting one of these. You can see that.
Graflex or Star Killer?
No, it's actually hold on just a minute. My brain's going cuckoo right now because so many things on the brain.
I bet. I hear you, man. I'm knee deep in projects too, man. That's insanity.
So I got to switch my brain from the last show to what's going on in my garage to this show. My brain ain't caught up yet. My brain it's the Evoplex from Sabercrafts.
Oh yeah, those are badass looking. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a sick saber.
So
and so you're gutting it and dropping a Profi in it, or are you using the stock OS?
No, I'm using the stock in it because I've got a couple of more months until I've got till June before my time is up. My warranty is up.
Oh, okay.
But I'm having some problems with it, and so but the guys have been phenomenal in their customer service.
Yeah,
I've heard
one of the
best. Yeah, one of the best customer service people around in the Saber community, dude. I can't, I've got no hate for them whatsoever, even though I've got a few problems with the Saber. They're gracious enough to answer me when I email them and everything like that. So,
is it?
But no,
is it operating system stuff? Because I've been reading a little bit about those guys, and some of the OS issues are glitchy for now.
Yeah,
they're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it. So
yeah,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the new updates to come around.
Yep.
And then hopefully that'll solve a lot of the problems that are going on with it. Because it works and then it doesn't work and then it works and then it don't work. And then sometimes like I'll have to let the battery drain a little bit before it works like super good. So I'm hoping that all these new updates will make it a whole lot better, experience.
Now when you say you got to drain the battery a little bit before it starts to work good, is that because I have this exact same thing happen with one of my sabers, And what it turned out to be, and I still haven't gone back and changed it. I just kind of live with it. I think I showed Space this issue a while ago. I built I call it my Steam Flex, and it's a brass Graflex or a brass flex. And it's before we knew we needed to use 10 amp or 15 amp high drain batteries. So when you charge it all the way up and you kick it on, the power drain from the LED blade causes the board to reset until the battery level comes down a little bit, and then it works flawlessly. So that is interesting that's your issue. Now, does it do that even with the blade out?
I don't know, because I've never really tested it with the blade out, and they were supposed to send me another what do you call it, speaker, because the speaker was kind of messed up, the one that they sent me, and they sent me a new one, but it never made it to my house. The carrier said that they left it on my doorstep, and it was never there on my doorstep. So I emailed the company and said, and I had UPS do an investigation, and they're supposed to send me another one, but it's been a good while since I've gotten any response back and see if it's on the way or anything like that. But
yeah, you're not alone. Everyone's been having major problems with USPS. Just after the holidays, I got a $270 saber stolen right out of my mailbox. So I'm still fighting with USPS on that one. Yeah, it showed it was delivered.
Oh my God.
And so Barbara and I went down and took the key out of our small box that goes to like the bigger boxes below, because it was it was a saber, and opened it up, and I was like, there's nothing in this larger lock box down at our condo places. It's just gone. And so I reported it right away to USPS, because we've been having some theft. So it's very strange. Wow. Yeah, it's a mess, man.
Yeah, and that's messed up. I mean, really and honestly, who's gonna want a little speaker like that? I mean, my God. Yeah, I'm just thinking that maybe either the the UPS guy kept it and didn't see it or whatever, and didn't deliver it, but he said he did. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's tons of that going on right now. Sorry, man. That blows. It's frustrating.
Yeah, but it's all right. I mean, it is what it is. But I do have some kind of like speakers laying around where I can just kind of test the sound and stuff with it.
There you go.
And so but I don't know. I really don't want to mess up my warranty. So I want to make sure that I can get everything done before my warranty is up. And then if I continue to have the problems that I'm having after the warranty is up, I may decide to go ahead and get a Profi and put it in that hilt,
Yeah.
And because I want to make sure that I have like a really badass saber. I mean, the hilt itself is
they're
awesome.
Gorgeous
as shit.
Yep.
I love the whole design itself. I mean,
yeah,
I think I made a really excellent buy, going to them first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll fix that OS. I know it's taken them a while, but everyone I talk to says their customer service is awesome. So there's no doubt in my mind they're going to work out the bugs. I am curious though, when you charge the battery all the way up, what kind of things is it doing?
Well, like you'll see like a really quick flash before the blade lights up itself, like one singular LED, and then it'll go. And then again there'll be like a slight delay. And maybe it's my construction of the blade. I don't know, because I mean I made my own blade, I've and it worked really
like when
good.
I sent you the pixel plug chip, that should be a good tester for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what do you call it? It worked really good with my blade for a good while. And like I said, I'm not sure exactly what was going on with it at that point. Maybe I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Me being a new saber person, you know.
And I'm assuming you use the 330 or 470 ohm resistor inside the blade on the data.
Yes, the
Yeah,
330.
that is weird then, because
Yeah.
you usually if something's shorting out in there between the strips, it doesn't want to fire at all, or it'll smoke something.
Mhm.
So it is strange that you're just having like one pixel do this weird thing here and there. That's a little weird.
Right. Well, see, and what's been happening lately also is like one of the strips that fades out. It'll stop in the middle. So that to me is a little strange, and I'm not sure if maybe that might be the pixels in the blade,
Well,
or if it's
if it's around halfway up, it might be right where that solder joint is in the middle of the strips. Do you have the type of strips that have like a solder joint in the middle that's got three little dabs of solder that kind of join the two strips together? Is that in there?
yeah. But I did what Rob suggested was to put the what do you call it, electrical tape and cover those up
Yeah, but
like
sometimes
that.
if those like from the factory, I've had them where they get a cold solder joint on one of those little three solder points,
Uh-huh.
and they're just barely making connection, and that'll make your blade do insane things. Anthony can
Really?
tell you all about that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
You
Um,
might have a cold solder joint on that solder joint in the middle of one of the strips, because if you're seeing it only go up halfway, sometimes that's usually what's going on.
well, I mean, and that's the weird thing about it, because it'll go like one strip will go full, the other strip will go half, and then I'll turn it off, and then it'll go full blade again,
Oh,
you know.
okay, so that does sound like software. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So that what I'm thinking, maybe another thing, it could be a pin in there, maybe that maybe it got messed up. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'd have to see, but if it's a pin or a software issue, then I don't even know what I'm gonna do. So, but I'm hoping it's just the software itself,
Yeah.
and that'll correct everything. And then because my wife got mad at me the other night when I turned it on because it went on full blade. She goes, "Oh shit, that's freaking bright, man."
Yeah, I know.
She's like,
It's
she's
too
like, "Turn the
much.
shit off." She's like, "Turn the shit off. I'm
It
trying to
hurts my
sleep over here."
eyes.
I always considered that the highest compliment when I would like show somebody a new
Right?
blade and they would be like, "Ow, it's so bright." I'm like, "Okay, mission accomplished."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all you got to say. Thank you.
And I love the blade space that you were showing in the daytime. Oh my god.
Dude, the one
I
on
need I need
the,
shades for that shit.
the one on the beach? Is that the
Yeah.
one? That was
Yeah.
That
that
was
was a
one of my string blades.
dude, that was a cool video. There's like people hanging out on the beach watching you freaking spin that bitch. I was like, that's so
Right.
cool. They were like, "Oh my god, who dropped a Jedi on the beach today?" That was awesome.
Oh man, I would love to see you, man, do that with the crystal saber, dude. Oh, hook it up to your car and jam out with the saber like that on.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
that's been pretty fun. I took my test fiberglass saber from Bendu Armory to a coffee shop, and
Uh-huh.
there were a bunch of people hanging out on the deck and stuff. And that was the first time I fired up Bluetooth to my car. That was before the video I made with the crystal saber,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
and everybody came out into the parking lot with their coffees in their hands. They're like, "What the hell is going on out here?" It was pretty cool. It drew a crowd. That was nice.
One of the things I'm gonna get some new boards here pretty soon. I got some Christmas money, so I'm gonna get some new boards pretty soon. I think I might get a CFX and a Profi 2.2,
There you go.
and maybe a
Two of the
Verso,
best.
and maybe a
Yeah.
Verso, because I talked to Cal. I emailed Cal a couple of times back when he was about to come out with the Versos, and I was
Mhm.
so interested in those at that time. And then they came out, and then I was like, shit, when they came out, I didn't even have any money to get even one, and I told him I'd get a couple of them. So it's like, I need to make good on that, you know?
Do either of you guys
And
know if Cal upgraded the firmware on that to where it'll run more than one font now? 'Cause it was
I
just one
heard he
font.
was, yeah, it was just one font, and I heard he
Right.
was working on upgrading it, but I'm not sure at this point if he has yet or not.
Yeah. Cool
Uh,
board though. Everyone who's gotten it loves it. It's a very cool board.
Yeah, I'm so stoked about getting at least one to try it out, you know. I got one of the very last Nikon electronic boards before Scott left the scene. You know,
Yeah,
I had
I'm glad you brought that up because I've got 2 brand new Igniter 3s sitting in the box that I've never used, and I know now you can do his true swing. Does he still
uh-huh.
have all of his website and stuff up so I can update those boards?
I'm not sure if he does. I'd have to look at it because
I haven't
I
looked.
I've got the boards, you know, the Igniter 3s, and I think it was what, the $70? I think it was when
Oh, and he was kind of blowing them out there at the end,
Yeah, so I got mine for $70, and it was right
right?
before he started taking everything off the shelves. I was all like, "Oh my God," because I had just gotten it in the mail, and then I think it was probably about a day or so, and then I heard on the news that he wasn't, you know, doing so hot in his health, and he was
Yeah.
gonna pull all of his, you know, pull all of his merchandise off and everything. And so I've been praying for him, you know, you know, hopefully he gets better and all that
Yeah,
good stuff.
he's awesome. I'm sitting here looking in Google right now under Nigon Electronic Creations, and I am not seeing his website anymore.
Oh, really?
I'm still scrolling here. Yeah, because I'm like, I got these boards. I really want to get them up and running, but I don't know how much support there is
Yeah,
out there.
see
You mean
that
they got it on the SD card, the old LED system. Well, and I guess
uh
neopixel too, but just not the true swing because I wanted to try
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And that's one of the things why I got the board, because it had the true swing stuff on there.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure
and
someone out there will share it.
hopefully, because I'll be interested, and I think I may put that board in my father's memory saber when I decide to buy the hilt stuff.
I remember you talking about that. That's nice.
Yeah, so I've got the design that I want for my father's memory saber, and I think I'm not sure if I sent a picture to Space on it or not, but
I
if
thought
I
you.
haven't,
I thought the last time the 3 or 4 of us were on with Fett, you pulled it out and showed us. No, the hilt.
well, that was my friend's memory
Oh, right,
saber.
right, right. That's right. Okay, yep,
Yeah, that was my friend Roy, and I call that saber's called Roy Boy.
that's
And
right.
so the Profi that I'm working on right now, that's the one the Profi is gonna go into his saber. And because now that I've actually got the MP3 hopefully worked out for his voice, then I can just put it into when I get the Profi up and running the right way, I could put it in there, and hopefully that will be the first thing. And when I pull a kill key, you know, I'll hear my friend's voice.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but since I lost my father in February, I
I'm
decided
sorry,
that
man.
yeah, thank you, I'm gonna do a memory saber for my father. And because my father, uh you know, he wasn't a very uh you know, like, gotta keep up with the Joneses type
Yeah,
person, but my
those are
father
the
was
best
kind of
kind of
like,
fathers.
yeah, he was kind of like a workaholic too, kind of like me. And so but he had a lot of class to him, you know, I mean, a lot of class stuff. So uh the saber body is the color of it, the pommel will be kind of like a brass color, and then the
Nice.
body will be like a wet black, and then the front will have also a brass color to it. So it'll be a mixture of brass and wet black coloring, and then you'll have the nickel color to the to where the buttons are.
Nickel metal
Nice.
hydride.
So we'll see. So I've got it all. I've got a couple of pictures in there. If I haven't sent him to space, I'll send one so he can show you guys what it'll look like, when it's all
Nice.
said and done.
Yeah, man.
And I'll probably end up getting some more stock of blades and make another blade. I was actually pretty proud of myself. I know, I mean, for most people it'd be easy, but for me being dyslexic and all that, I mean, it takes me a while to learn something, but when I do and I get it, So I was really proud of myself making my very first own neopixel blade.
Yeah, blades aren't easy. There's some weird engineering that goes into making a good blade for sure.
Yeah, well, see, Space is the one that told me that to on top of the put the cellophane on top of both the foam and the shrink tubing.
Get rid of that shadow.
When I was gonna first make the blade, I was just gonna put the strip in there with the foam and that was it.
Yeah.
And then Space goes, no, put you need to put the cellophane wrap, you need to put the shrink wrap, and do that, and you'll have a better blade than what you're thinking of. I'm all
diffusion.
Like, wow,
gotta have that more diffusion, because the foam and even the white diffuser in there doesn't do enough.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get trick with the clear Christmas wrap. That stuff is,
well, and what's kind of and what's kind of cool though is that I really don't see a whole lot of cobbing in there hardly at all.
Good.
If you're really looking, you'll see it.
Yeah.
And up in here, up in the tip, I left one little space to where I could actually see the lit LED, because I cut it just a little short, but I was all like, it's not bad. You can't really see it unless you're gonna look for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for the most part, pretty proud of myself for that type of stuff.
Nice work.
Being a first timer. I hope one day I can get to y'all's level. I mean, little hard work and keep at it, and one day hopefully I can be as decent as you guys.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Many nights sleep lost trying to master the ways of the Force. Whew.
I hear you. But and soldering, actually, soldering the wires and working with the wires, it's actually therapy for me, dude.
Yeah. That's actually my favorite part, is pulling out the soldering iron and like, all right, I get to solder all day today. I'm so happy. It's all the lead up that like can be frustrating, and making sure that the chassis is gonna fit right, and then all this other. I mean, it's fun all the way, but when I get out the soldering iron, I'm like, all right, I get to hear some sound and see some lights today. I'm happy.
And do you make your own chassis or not?
I do, yeah. From the very beginning, I actually started with the most difficult. I think one of the most difficult parts of the Saber is I started making crystal chambers. I watched that video religiously. Yeah, that was kind of before I really started digging into chassis engineering, my own little version of it. I try to take the erector set kind of view, and so I'll cut out acrylic discs, or I'll mill out. Now I'm milling out metal discs, and then using still the old 440 rod and the little threaded spacer technique. That's still my favorite style. Versus just working with like a raw empty tube. Those are cool too, but I don't know. There's something nostalgic about working with the 440 rod and the different little chassis discs and getting them to kind of go together like a fancy erector set or something. They're cool.
Yeah, I did a crystal. I had one crystal chamber. I took it apart right now because I was because the disc that I used for the crystal chamber fit into my friend's Saber in the rib section, but I was thinking, well, I'm gonna have to find a way to get the Profi set up in there in that section, in the rib section, and I haven't been able to find a small enough chassis. I'd either have to buy a longer one and cut it down, or get one specifically made for that, or use the little metal disc that I have that'll fit in there, and use the 440 rod and come up and kind of engineer a little bottom for it. So I took some PVC, and I think I'm gonna probably put some heat to it and flatten it out and shape it.
Nice.
And then try to get the Profi. I will probably drill some holes and use some straps or something to try to kind of rig it where I can set the Profi on top of it. And I have some two-sided squares, tape squares, that I think I can use that'll hold the Profi down on it, and see how that's gonna kind of work out. So I'll have to play around with it.
I know Rob Petcow does a lot of PVC type of chassis. They're pretty slick.
Yeah, I would love to learn how he does those, how he comes up with the design part of it. I mean, I've cut up some PVC and murdered it practically. How the hell does he do that?
I think he either has like either a micro mill, which has been one of my new favorite tools in the shop, or you can buy at any hardware store like a Dremel housing, and it actually is kind of like this rigid kind of frame thing that you can bolt your Dremel into vertically, and then you use like a working vise or a table underneath that has gears that can like move X and Y, this way, that way, and then you can get a lot more precise with your Dremel versus just using your hand. And those are actually really affordable. The Dremel holders. It's basically it's like a Dremel table, but they're small. So I kind of was messing around with one of those for a while, and I was like, this is cool, but it's not insanely accurate with metal. And so that's when I upgraded to the micro mill, and I get lost in that thing. The stuff that you can do with metal. Once you start working, your mind just jumps. Oh wow, I can do this. I didn't even know I could do this. Let's do that. It just keeps going and going and going.
That's amazing.
That's fun.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's a lot of fun working with this stuff. I mean, even not being able to get to the point where I want to be with it, it's still so fun. I mean, it's not hugely frustrating for me. It's just relaxing.
Agreed.
The high ground says, "Hello there."
Hello there.
Welcome,
General Kenobi.
A bold one.
You're a bold one.
So Jedi Arms Dealer, I want to tell you, I think you have some of these already for Daria's saber, but he emailed me about a couple fonts that he wanted. And I think I was like, I think you did this already.
Okay.
The one that's like the speeder bike, the Koran horn one? Did you turn that into smooth swing?
I did. How did you know that?
I don't know. He's asking for that.
I did. I was gonna shoot it to you and be like, "Hey, tell me what you think of this." But it's gonna be on his font package when I send it to you. So
right. And I think you may have already I still have to download the thing. You like some of these might already be in there.
Yeah. That was my question. I'm Google Drive stupid, and so.
Me too. I don't understand why I can't get in that way, but let me check right now, because before I was like.
Well, now I'm wondering if you have to email it to another Gmail account and then it's accessible. I don't know. I was asking Barbara about it today.
How I think it's like happening is like because this happens all the time. Like my boss sends me something, and it's like, I guess they want me to log in as Anthony Lagapa to get that file, and I don't know how. Like I don't, they don't let me in. Whereas. I guess because I'm already logged in as like SpaceWindu all the time. And so they're like, oh, you need permission for SpaceWindu. And then so I always end up like sending this automatic email back to the people where they say, you want us to ask them for permission? I'm like, yeah, but that never works. So let's see. I don't know if
yeah, that's exactly. I don't know how I'm feeling about Google Drive, but that was the only way I could send it to you off my old ass Mac. I'm gearing up for a new one. So yeah, I sent it to Irv, but it was to like a yahoo.fr, France. And he replied, but I haven't heard back from him if he was able to download the 12 fonts either. So yeah, I'm curious to hear from somebody, like, how they feel about them, because I didn't go like crazy on the smooth swing. I wanted it to kind of mimic how those fonts felt originally. So I didn't do like the crazy Jesse Kirkbride, like bassy, type of, smooth swing on it. I went like almost like a classic, kind of almost like a chill feel on some of them. Some of them are more aggressive, but
I've got access now.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you want to hear that speeder bike font?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Ooh, that's going to be great.
Here we go. I'm downloading now. This is going to be good. Jedi Arms Dealer converted. I don't even know who made this font, but everybody loves it, and we can't find it anywhere, like on Saber Font or anything else. So Jedi Arms Dealer took this font and upgraded it and changed it to be a smooth swing font. So I still don't know who exactly made it, but maybe we'll find out at some point. Someone will say, hey, that's my font.
That font is incredible, Space, because as you know, we've talked about this. It like you could use one of the old Crystal Focus boards, and for some reason it almost sounds like smooth swing. It's so good.
Yeah, like that's like one of them I expect you to put on your whenever you do a Crystal Focus LS, have that on there. Have some of your other favorites that you remember being like good. Plus on those Plector boards like the CFLS, it's like a Crystal Focus 5 basically, or a 6. You could you have so many adjustments. You could kind of make it very responsive, very like programmable to that particular hilt.
Agreed. So this is Darius in strip down mode.
Sound bank selection. Anakin Skywalker.
So I'm working on something for you, Space. Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
Did you remember we talked about?
That got me excited.
Did you hear?
That got me excited because that's Ventress from the Clone Wars.
So you and I talked about an Ultimate Anakin.
Well, yeah.
You will answer my questions.
This is where I'm at with it so far.
Oh my God, this saber!
Oh, dude.
So this is the Ultimate Anakin. I'm still working on it.
Wow,
that's wicked cool, man.
Look at this core. Oh my God. This is something else too.
You know what it kind of reminds me of the where Luke was falling down in the city, remember?
Yes.
The tube?
Yes.
Felicia Marie says, put both your headphones on for this. I agree.
Nice. All right, so let's get to speeder bike. Unless you want to hear more of this, Space, there's tons of prions and all kinds of stuff in this thing. So
anything you want to show is like going to be all new to me because I just I haven't downloaded this yet. So this is exciting.
Well, I haven't included this yet. I'm going to send this when I send Darius font package.
Nice.
But the Crystal Focus 12 is what you're downloading now. But here we go. Here's some more prions.
You're going to pay for what you did.
This thing is like hurts my ears.
Insanely loud, man.
That's where there's like two speakers back to back in Darius Saber, right?
28 mils. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Leave us.
So that's when it shuts off. All right, we're going to speeder bike.
Sound effect selection. Anakin Skywalker. Media player. SD card USB
Well, you're gonna hear everything that's on here.
System menu.
Well, I get, yeah. Well, it's about in the middle,
Exit menu.
so I'll just keep going this way.
What's wrong with the
Wow.
And then here's the background sound. Instead of the usual crystal focus.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Your eyes can deceive you, don't
These are all my favorite like quotes too.
Right?
Are you alright? What's wrong?
Do you guys know I kind of think in like Star Wars quotes, like especially for like responses. I'm always thinking in Star Wars quotes.
That's so funny.
Like you know, like
today
like
pulled
when
one out
someone
and shocked me. Go ahead.
you know, like when Obi-Wan says partially. You know, like I'm always whenever there's that response or any word like Princess Leia sometimes.
Today, Cade busted out. Let me turn this. Today, Cade busted out with one. We're always talking about being lazy. And I'm like, no, we're not going to be lazy that often around here, right? Because, you know, Space, you and I are always working. And so what? I didn't put one of the ketchup away or something like that. And he busts out with this. He's like, why didn't you put the ketchup away? And I was like, I was following your lead, man. I just had a lazy moment. I'm sorry, man. And he was like, I couldn't believe it. He busts out because he's not huge into Star Wars, and he busts out and he says, how did you become the very thing you swore to destroy? I about fell out of my chair at the dinner table. I was like, are you kidding me? You're quoting now? I love it. All right, here we go.
sound effect selection?
Are you alright?
I put so you guys, the fonts on this saber are in the order of the movies, so it's like literally taking.
I've noticed that.
I love that, but I really went nuts on this one. This has the music attached to each of the fonts. It has scenes attached to the fonts. So speeder bike. I got to get that out of there. It's the Yoda death cry.
I got to tell Daria to watch this video right now.
Yeah, this will be his preview.
Luke Skywalker.
There we go. All right, ready?
Oh. Oh, listen to that.
Oh my god, this sounds like the wind.
Right?
And then I added your post lockups. So it does that after lockup. And then if you double click, this is the whole speeder bike scene in Return of the Jedi, playing alongside with it. Let me shut it down, you can hear it. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the whole chase scene. And then you... See that?
Sound effect
There it is.
selection.
Loose one.
3.5. Thank you for showing that. That's
Yeah, well,
Sweet.
that's on. And when I send you Daria's package, that'll be on there, ready to go.
That is
I
cool.
think if there's. Whoops.
Sound effect selection.
I'm a Jedi, like my father before me.
There's the rest of the quotes.
I'm looking forward to completing your training.
Now, when you have quotes like that, are the quotes in a single folder? or are they like?
They're well on the Crystal Focus. You can have a boot and a boot dot wave, and then a font dot wave. And so when you're going through, the fonts, isn't this the way it works, Anthony?
I can kind of guess how Jedi Arms Dealer does it, at least for the Crystal Focus. I don't know how it would be done for the prop exactly, but basically he's doing it like if you're familiar with Juan Sith's fonts, he's doing it like that, where he's just taking like you can kind of look up like what's the maximum size or the maximum length of the file, or just by playing around with lightsabers that like if you let's say do a swing. And at the end of the swing, like 20 seconds after the swing, there might be a quote by Darth Vader or something. But
exactly,
like did another swing or a clash within that 20 seconds, you wouldn't hear it. It would only be if the saber was like steady or whatever. So the trick Jedi Arms Dealer plays here with the controlling the sounds is just by controlling what plays and when, and what. Like he's telling the card is like this is a clash sound or this is like a blaster sound, but it's really just like a long quote or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So Mundo, if you're asking about like how I put in like movie segments on the Crystal Focus, you can actually attach a track or a song or a long movie sample that has like an entire movie scene in a folder inside the fonts called tracks. And then when you double it with the saber with it activated or not activated, when you double click the activation button that turns the blade on and off, it will play whatever song you have or long movie sample in that tracks folder inside that font folder. It's really cool the way Irv set it up the new way. Because now tracks are directly attached to a font, which just opens up a whole nother possibilities. And I believe you can have multiple tracks in there as well. So like
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say with the Yoda font, when it's telling the story on the saber and it gets to the Yoda font, I was able to rip the audio for all of the training scenes on Dagobah. So you've got training session 1, training session 2. 1 is where he lifts the X-Wing out of the swamp. 2 is where he's flipping through the jungle, and so you can move through the different sequences while you're in that Yoda font.
Right. See, because like one of the things that I had planned for my father's build is for the green blade. I want Yoda to say, no, do or do not. There is no try.
My favorite quote. Yeah.
So like I said, I'm still learning a lot of stuff, and so learning how to put those fonts in, what I can't put in, what I can put in, and I know there's like an infinity amount of choices and things to do, but it's how to do them, how to go about doing it.
Have you messed around in like Audacity much? Because that's a free downloadable program that you could like link these things together with. You could put a quote at the end of a swing, or that kind of stuff.
I actually have Audacity, and that's what I used to get the quote from my friend's voice. Because I was lucky enough to have a voice recording from him before things got deleted out, and so I was able to save one of our conversations and how he usually answers me when we would answer the phone.
Hey everybody, this is Caden.
Hello.
Hey. How you doing, Caden?
I just told him that about your Star Wars joke you made tonight at dinner.
Oh, yeah.
I swore to destroy
that.
I'm now Jedi lazy.
What?
Cool.
Night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
I'll be off.
Have a good one.
Good night. And so I put so like I said, for his memory saber, I want to use his voice as a boot, because when you have a friend that's almost like family to you, or every time I called him, his answer whenever I called him to answer my phone call was "¿Qué pasa, mama?" You know, and it's so funny. You know, it's been an ongoing joke our whole lives, and so now when I put it in the saber and I get everything working right, when I pull that kill key, I want that saber to say "¿Qué pasa, mama?" And I used Audacity, and I got the quote just right on Audacity, and I made the MP3, and I put the MP3 onto the files, and so, but I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, or maybe I need to put it in a different, I put it in the boot file, but I don't know if it's going to work until I get the Profi working and see if how it's going to turn out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've actually put it into this saber, but it's not working. So I don't know if it's going to work for the Profi because it's not working for this saber, for the EvoFlex. And I don't know, like I said, because of the software problem, maybe it's not working. So I'm if I can get it to work with the EvoFlex, I know it'll work for the Profi. I'm pretty sure. So that's where I'm at with that.
With the Profi, your boot sample only plays. Pretty sure I'm getting this right. Your boot sample only plays like when you say pull the kill key, but then so it's like when you're powering up the saber for the first time, it goes to the boot sample. But then when you go through the fonts, it then plays the font sample as you're scrolling through your different fonts. So it's kind of unique that way, because I believe the CFX, because of the way you go into sound bank selection, and then you get to, I think it's the boot, and then when you select it, then it plays the font wave. Is that right, Anthony? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Didn't they get rid of one of the two, whether it be boot or well, no, because you had the menu in there. I guess that what they have, boot and font sound?
Yeah, they still have boot and font. The old boards didn't use font; they just used boot.
Right, right.
Which is ironic that you brought this up, because I pulled an old Prism 4 out of my drawer. This is a cool story. I bought a saber off a guy off of eBay years ago, and he's like, "I don't know what's inside this hilt. I've never taken it apart. It was a curved, I think it was a curved Ventress hilt."
Oh.
And it was like the blocky one. It's a Ventress hilt, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a Master Replicas, and he had never taken it apart, but someone had tried to convert it, and so he advertised it as like, I know it's got a Tri-Cree LED in it and some tactile switches, and that's all. That's it. No speaker. He's like, I've never taken it apart. So the thing shows up. I got it for a really good deal. It shows up. I'm like, I got to see what's in this thing, right? Someone's messed with it before me, but not the guy that sold it to me. So sure enough, I open it up, and there's a friggin' Prism 4.0 in there. I was like, free soundboard, sweet, which was, pretty current at the time.
Yeah.
So here we are, fast forward how many ever years since the Prism 4.0. And I was like, what am I going to do with these old boards? I've got a couple of them, Prisms and, type stuff laying around. And so my buddy, I call him Master Mad Jack. He's been, pre-COVID, he was helping me learn how to use like a full-size metal lathe. And he's got a couple super cool kids, and they started getting into the Mandalorian big time. They love the Mandalorian. And so I was like, I got to do something for all these guys for Christmas. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna 3D print them a Mando blaster. And I was just gonna download off of Thingiverse the 3D files for a Mando blaster and just print them out one, glue it all together because it comes in pieces, and give it to them for Christmas. So me, my freaking brain starts going into overdrive, and I'm like, oh crap, I can print the main body of the blaster hollow on the printer. Normally you don't do that, but so I set it up to print it hollow, And I was like, I'm going to stuff this thing with electronics.
Yeah.
So I figured out, and maybe you can tell me, Space, if anyone's done this before, but I took an older soundboard and I made it a blaster core. And so what you do, and I'd love to know if someone else has done this, because what I did was I made the hum silent. So when you boot it up, the blaster doesn't make any sound like it normally would with a lightsaber, and then you use the normally the blaster sound and blaster trigger to make the Mando blaster sounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here it is, dude. I've almost got it finished.
Whoa.
I knocked this out in 5 days.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
It's got a Prism 4.0 in it. There's the speaker. I printed out a custom speaker drill for it.
Dude.
Here's the kill key. Yeah, I got to add a bunch of greeblies now.
Or the bar graph. That looks so cool.
Oh my god! Look at that! Oh my god!
So I put an old school TCSS bar graph on it, and then it's got your font menu on the other side.
You're having fun over there.
I did this so fast with the 3D printer; it's just insane. So here's your blaster trigger, and then to power up the saber, you hit this illuminated switch, and now you're in font 1.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my god!
Whoa! And then you can change the color of the LED.
Dude.
Wow.
Fantastic. Do you know I am drooling right now, dude?
I'm not that into blasters, but once I started this project, I was like, oh yeah, this is fun.
My god. Yeah, so but I am such a gun collector that oh my god, yes. Oh my.
And so it has a 1 watt laser sight on it. So when you first fire it up, I don't want to blind myself here, but look.
Oh wow.
So let me point it to the wall. There you go.
That is gorgeous.
I like when you point it at the screen. It's like the old Tom Green show.
That is gorgeous. Oh my god, I want one.
So I programmed. I just pulled off all this, like the blaster sounds with no hum in them, and loaded them up on here, and then chained them together in the audio program for lockup. So when you pull the trigger, it does this.
Oh, that looks cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this has been a blast. So this is what they're getting for Christmas.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had to hook it up. They sent me a bunch of cool like Mandalorian stuff.
That is awesome.
And then I have to show this. So when they open the box, right? When they first open the box, let me power it down. So then just like with the lightsaber, you would pull the trigger and go through the fonts. So when you get to here, wait, let me go to font 6.
I can bring you in warm.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous. Oh, that's awesome.
As we are trapped, I will initiate self-destruct sequencing.
Oh my god.
What's your highest bounty?
Greetings, Abraham, James, Princess Michelle, and Master Mac Jack, and of course the most badass of you all, Nala. Welcome to your Mando Blaster Virtual Droid tutorial. Warning, never point the red laser dot at anyone's eyes. This is a very powerful blaster and should be treated with respect. Now let's get started. You can activate the blaster by pressing the button on the side. After you hear the system boot up sound, you may fire when ready by clicking the trigger. If you press and hold the trigger, your blaster will go into rapid fire mode. Swinging your blaster will trigger various hand-to-hand combat sounds, and tapping your blaster will trigger sounds of your Beskar armor being hit by enemy fire. You can also change the color and strength of your blaster by pressing both buttons at the same time. Red is the highest power setting and blue is set to stun. When the threat has been eliminated, or they run for their lives, you may deactivate your blaster's operating system by holding down the side button, until you hear the blaster power down. After powering down your blaster's system, you can then change to 6 different blaster profiles by holding down the trigger until you hear a single beep, then press the trigger again to confirm your change. You are also able to see the current power available in your blaster on the power level indicator. For safe storage and safety, always reinsert the kill key into the recharge port. This is the way. Always only use the included charger with your blaster for long-lasting power because other chargers may damage your blaster's system. If you would like to hear this tutorial again, reinsert and then remove the kill key. Enjoy, be safe, and the Force will be with all of us, always. I have spoken, and good day.
And there's your public service announcement.
Like, how did you get it to say this is the way in that slower fashion with that intention? Or was
So,
that
so back in my DJ days, me and the guy that were putting out mixes all the time were like, how can we plug shameless self-promotions in our DJ mixes, right? And we wanted them to sound cool. So you can download these apps on your iPhone or iPad, whatever, that you literally type what you want it to say, and then you can select the accent and then go, and it'll play that. And so that's how I did that. So they have like an audio tutorial when they get when they open up the box and they pull it, because there's going to be a little tag on the kill key that says, pull this out, and then they hear the whole the instruction manual. But then I'm also going to print, a paper version of it and put it underneath. But I don't know. I was just like,
oh my God, I'm gonna have to watch this this show again, because I'm like in awe with that good, man. I'm all like, oh my God, I gotta have one for my collection.
So
go
ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, to answer your question, Space, if you insert a comma between the words, it'll delay him saying it.
Oh, okay.
In the program.
I've been playing with those type of things for like 20 years. Like, when you could download it on the computer, and then I would type silly things to my friends and my roommates and stuff, like so many years ago. And so I knew that that's how you must have done it. But then, when you got to the cadence part, I was like, wait, he's saying like, this is the way. And I was like, oh, that's a bit, you must have done something there.
Yeah, commas.
That's awesome.
That's just beautiful work.
Thanks, man.
I mean, really, really, I love the whole aesthetic of it, and not just because of the lights that you have on it, but I mean, it shows how much love you've put into it, dude. And
thanks, man. I wanted to use all the pads on the prison floor. I had to use all the pads.
Yeah, but the sleekness of it, I mean, the color scheme, I mean, everything just works really well,
Thanks, man. God, I can't take all the credit. I love my 3D printer. That thing has just been way too much fun. Being able to make your own toys on the fly, it's just freaky. But I may have to invest in one of these days. They're fun. It got me thinking, those spaces, like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could put an audio tutorial on lightsabers like that?
Yeah, that is awesome. That's a great idea.
They fire it up for the first time, and like it's a reminder. But then, so I was like, well, geez, okay, what about when they learn? Because with the Prism 4. I'm like, after they learn how to use the blaster, that's going to get annoying. Because every time they get to font 6, they got to listen to that whole thing, and there's no way to interrupt it on the old Prism 4. So I'm going to have to show Jack how to like take the SD card out, which I've got access to it on the bottom of the blaster. He's got to take it out, put it in the computer, and I'll be like, hey, just change these names on these files, and that'll go away, and there'll be new boots now in place of it. So, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that with a saber. I hadn't thought of that till now.
That is a really cool idea. Or like, that maybe a message
right
to the person. That's really cool.
Custom.
Especially that, because it's this gift and it's like the whole thing's a surprise. So just to get them going, like, and then you could be like, listen, there's a video that I made, but just to get them going, since it's a gift, that's pretty cool idea.
Mm-hmm. Extremely badass. Badass.
Thanks, man. I'm trying to figure out how to get them to not lose the kill key. That's going to be the tough part. So
I wonder if it could be put in like as part of almost like a greebly somewhere on the hills.
I know, that's actually kind of where my head was going with it. Another idea I had this morning was put a big, huge, well, not, like a dime-sized neodymium magnet and super glue it to the kill key, and then put another magnet somewhere on the blaster, and then when they pull it out, they just hold it up to that magnet, and it sticks there and doesn't go anywhere. till they want to pull it out and use it again. I don't know.
That's
I'm into magnets now.
I'm sending space some very tiny magnets.
I love them. I've been having a blast with magnets lately. That is looking nuts. Space. Oh
Do
my God.
do magnets interfere with any of like the boards?
So far, I've not had any issues with that. I think Space and I did
I always thought that too. Yeah.
We did a test where I got those big freaking round donut honking magnets for Daria's build, and I actually took one and rubbed it all over the board and all over the SD card and everything, and then popped it in, and no issues whatsoever.
Wow, that's amazing.
Let's see if I can hold on. Let me grab those magnets. These are actually the smaller ones that hold Daria's crystal chamber in there. Let me see if it'll work on my. Let's see. Oop. That's how strong these are.
Whoa,
Wow.
dude.
It's like through my freaking hand.
I remember you showed me this when you got these. Oh,
yeah.
God.
They'll pinch the skin right off your fingers if you get them in between them.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Those aren't for babies.
No, they're freaking huge. And these are the smaller. These aren't the ones in that big one at the end is in Daria's build. These are smaller that I got for other builds. I love them.
And are you using the magnets typically for like the speaker housing, or not?
Well, I mean, you can really use them for anything you want. You can do chassis, speaker housings. I've seen some people put them on the ends of blades, which is interesting to me. I guess it just kind of like initially seats the blade in a socket, and then you tighten down the retention.
Huh. That is interesting.
I've never done that on a blade before, but I've seen some people do like, ring setting. I don't know. It's almost like you all kind of hold the blade up there, and it automatically just goes, zip, sticks it in there.
Wow.
With no effort. You on the iPad, Space?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's looking cool, man.
Look at the freaking roof of that cave.
It and it kind of looks like water on the top of there a little bit.
It reminds me of those ice caves. It's on my bucket list is going to Iceland to see those ice caves that look just like that.
Oh, I've seen those. In like on the Travel Channel.
Yeah, they got it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and like light comes through because you're walking through this like tunnel through underneath a glacier.
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. That's sick.
My God, that's amazing.
I was always fascinated by those like hotels. We were talking about it on the last podcast we're on earlier tonight with Mundo. Was those like ice hotels that are just like the bed is ice, the bar is ice, the glasses are ice. Everything is ice.
How would you fall asleep in a room like? Because the bed is ice. Like, how does that work?
Well, I think all like the furs and stuff they have on there really make it feel like apparently like it's very comfortable, like when you like cozy up in there.
Yeah,
I kind of believe it.
Yeah.
You wake up in the middle of the night to go take a leak and you're pissing icicles.
You get stuck to the toilet. You're like, ah.
No, it's going to be like times like those where I'll use like a chamber pot or something. I'm not going too far out of the bed.
No, roll over. Yeah, man. That would be weird though, waking up with your face all, because it's got to be pretty damn freezing in there. Waking up with your face all tingling because it's below what 30 degrees.
Yeah, something like that.
They can't have their furniture melting, so
That's true.
And somebody's gonna follow the yellow brick road.
Oh, man.
I think it's even colder than that because you know how like your freezer like has to be even like way colder just to keep your food kind of like even like below 32 is not really gonna totally do it. It's got like that's why there's those fridges called Sub-Zero because like it gets colder than zero to keep your food like fresh as can be. It's probably colder than 30 in there.
The wife is going to Las Vegas for her job thing on the 21st.
Party at Mundo's.
Right? And so I don't know if she'll have time, but if she does, if she does have time, I'm gonna tell her, hey, go see where that ice bar is at over there in Vegas. I know there's an ice bar. I just don't remember which hotel it's in.
Oh man.
Maybe Planet Hollywood. I'm not sure.
Were you talking about that one, Space, the ice bar, or were you talking about the hotels?
I was talking about one. I think it's in like
No, he was talking about the hotel, right?
Like Finland. They got a couple different like ice hotels.
Yeah. They got the whole place is ice.
One of the James Bond movies was filmed in one of those, wasn't it?
Oh
yes.
Okay.
And he stayed in it with some ladies.
Like most of my information has always been gotten from like car magazines. So like the car magazines would they would have like a Range Rover, right? And they would be in some place special, and then they would write about the place and then the car. So that's kind of how I learned about things. I would just like be reading about cars, but they would be like in different places. And a couple of times they went to like ice hotels where like they had like some kind of Hummer or something, and they went to this ice hotel. And it's very luxurious, though. Like,
wow,
seems like it.
Yeah. It does,
hey guys, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and say good night. Wife's about to go to sleep, and so I'm gonna let you guys go.
Are you East Coast, Mundo?
Yeah. So I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, you too,
you
man.
Too.
Good chatting with you.
Have a great.
Yes,
have a great
always a pleasure. Always a pleasure,
care,
Jedi. I'm Sterling. You too.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Peace.
Mundo.
Yeah, man.
The Mundalorian.
Speaking of fancy cars. That's dope.
I feel like there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk to you about, but the only stuff I can remember is just thinking about Darius Saber. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I finished the case tonight, and I did the scariest part. Oh shoot! I just gave the secret away. You gotta cut this, man.
I already emailed him and I said, if you're up, you gotta watch my channel.
Oh no, okay, no worries. What's so funny is he contacted me through my Jedi Arms Dealer account on Facebook, and so it was very cool compliments, and what a great guy. And he was saying something like, oh, I can totally tell this is going to be one of the centerpieces of my collection. He's like, now all I got to do is get a badass way to display it. And I was like, oh.
Like you want to hold off on that for a second.
Yeah.
Wait until you get it so you get the right dimensions.
Right. But I had to do some drilling through acrylic this evening, and I was just like, don't break it. So it's
everything
done.
Go well?
Yes. I was sweating bullets because I would have had to start from scratch and yeah, man, reorder some stuff. So it was beautiful. Super pleased. And then I even bored through the back of it, and the power cord creeps up into the case, and he can have it on display, plugged in 24/7, ready to go, turned on.
Oh my God.
Whip out the phone and then freaking fire it up anytime right inside the case.
Yeah, he was saying in one of the emails that he only wants yeah. Oh my God. I should send you this email. You know what he puts in bold? Should I tell you? Oh my God. He says, can you please get or make a stand for the saber? It is worthy of a sweet stand or a display like box.
Oh, that's wild.
In bold.
That's wild, dude.
He also says, these are just a couple minor points. He says, and then maybe I didn't even try to look for these yet. I haven't heard of this. Oh no, I guess he puts links. So I guess they're on like.
Oh, the fonts?
Oh, he actually sent me the fonts through Dropbox. Okay. So he sent one that's Metroid. That's by Saber X. I don't think I've heard that one.
I haven't either.
And there's one called Vader by Saber X. So he has a link. I'll send you that.
I haven't
and
heard
then
that either.
probably Jaina Solo by Mad Cow is available with Smooth Swing. I'm imagining it's upgraded. We'll have to check on that.
I'm sure it is. I think Rob's been going through his whole library. If not, it doesn't take me long to.
Oh, this is so cool. He's like, what he's writing here. I got to send you this because he was saying that, he only wants us to make his sabers from now on. I thought that was pretty
nice. Yeah. Singapore. Do him and Jeff know one another? I was thinking the other day, I was like, they got to meet each other because both of them have freaking insane
At least on the
collections.
Forums, you might.
Huh. I'll have to ask Jeff if he knows him. A saber friend is the best kind of friend.
Yeah. You remember my quote?
Yeah, man. Helps you to savor the moment. That's awesome. But yeah, the only thing left to do is get out the Dremel and repolish the aluminum parts for just like super little tiny micro scratches that happen when you install it. You know how like you'll have like your power wires dangling out and you pre-tin them and then one will just kind of, graze the outside of the hilt a little bit.
Absolutely. Even when I put like a nice like towel down, just the rolling around of like a chrome or a very high polished type of hilt will just put all these little scratches in. And I don't know, like I think I notice it more because like I just feel so freaking bad. But yeah, you could like polish it out if it's aluminum. But sometimes there's like chrome bits and it's just by like rolling around on the towel, I'm like, oh my god, like it has these little tiny marks. Jesus.
Yeah, I'll start out in the beginning wrapping the entire hilt in blue painter's tape to keep like, because when I'm doing whenever you're doing the heavy duty drilling on the drill press and the mill.
Oh yeah, I always have that. Yep.
But then when I go to do the final install, it's kind of impossible to leave all that on there because you got to be able to, unscrew stuff and remove the control box, and you can't have tape all over it anymore. So, but no, it's just those little tiny micro scratches that happen from the wires, the tinned wires, like grazing the. So I got to get it's still mirror polished, but I got to get it back to like perfect again. And then it's video time, and I do still have to finish the blade. I actually put in an order to TCSS and it got here, so I'm ready to go. There was a couple things I didn't have. I was kind of shocked in my collection that I needed to finish the blade. So,
for like a test type of blade?
Yeah, you know how you and I talked about me kind of building one specific for this saber that will work in mine as well because they're the same hilt.
Right, and then I'm going to make one that's like a photonic version for him, right?
Correct, yeah.
With that like specific cutout or recess that part at the bottom.
Yeah, that's why I think you got to see it because it's just a weird one. I wish I could show you like an X-ray vision side profile of how they designed the emitter on this because it's super weird.
Well, I remember being thoroughly confused by it when I inspected it originally, and I actually have one. I never thought I'd see a worse one. I have a worse one here.
Really?
It's God, what kind of? I think is it a Corbanth? I'll have to show it to you. I'll have to get it out of the box and the next time we do a show or something and show you. It's like
it's not an
LS6.
So
solid. It might be. It's so solid up top with that like nozzle type of emitter. It's like it might be an LS6. It might be an LS6.
The LS6 has the freaking Bombay door bird flappy wing things that open on the bottom of, and you can either put it in the Luke V1 or V2 or the Hero or the V2 configuration. It comes with all the parts for that.
I got to check again. Like the last time I looked, it was so impossible to do. I got a little bit scared. I was like, I have to really destroy this a bit to get it to work. I think I have to look at it again.
Is it one of those that really wasn't designed for neopixel, kind of like this big boy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the most challenging emitter I've ever done. But I can actually show you on mine. Except I got to put my gloves on because it's polished. But mine's still, you can take the emitter off and see. I've already shaved both of them out because I did mine first because I was like, I don't want to mess this up. So I did mine first, and I was like, okay, I think that's going to work. And then I did Daria's, and I was like, that's going to work. But it's that whole recessed, like deep recessed blade thing that's going to get tricky, I think. So that's why I want to try it first before I send it to you. Matter of fact, I'll probably do a photonic as well, so then at least I know what colors I'm dealing with when I program it.
That's going to be sick. Now, do you think you would have done, like, what do you think is the truest, like, Luke green? Do you think it's photonic, or do you think it's not photonic?
I think just because the aura, definitely like at dusk, when it's not like right before sunset type of thing. I think it's the truest because it's just so like vivid. It looks movie like outdoors, like if that's kind of what you mean.
Yeah. Because like I always thought that looked, well, ever since I saw the photon, I thought that looked the most true to Luke in Return of the Jedi. But then when they bring him out in Mandalorian, I feel like that green is a little more like a standard green.
Agreed. I totally agree. Was it you were calling it Farfalla? What was my memory
Farfalla?
I said butchered that.
Farfalla Gold?
Farfalla Gold. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was more like an amber.
That character had like a gold lightsaber in the comics. He was like part, I don't know, like some kind of creature, like where he had like horse legs, kind of.
Really? And it was a expanded universe.
Yeah,
character?
he was in ancient
I gotta
times.
get into that.
He was in like 1,000 years before Luke Skywalker type of time frame.
That's my retirement plan. When I'm chilling in the wheelchair, 80, I'm gonna read all those damn books finally. That's definitely gonna happen. One of the other things that I noticed about Daria's saber is the control box. This copper is bizarre, as in like if I don't touch it for a few days, it tarnishes super quick. But if I'm messing with it and like
stays shiny,
it stays shiny like a penny. It's the strangest thing. So I don't know. Like I thought about coating it with some type of. I mean, you could technically polish it up on the polisher, and then, just coat the center of it with one layer of fingernail polish, and it would be blingy all the time. But whether or not it would wear off, I don't know, and then it would get splotchy.
What do you think about car wax?
I could try that. I think it would wear off though with your finger oils.
It would go away after a while.
I would think so, because even wax on a car doesn't last forever. But yeah, I'm in love with this one. This is all the micro mill work I learned how to do and stuff. So
that is so gorgeous.
Thank you. This was this is COVID pain right here, man.
But it looks like a real lightsaber. Look how it came out like a real lightsaber. Holy cow.
I had a good time with it. All this stuff up here where the holes go through. And then I don't know if I told you this, I used his original heatsink that came with this saber. It's kind of a really cool, I don't know if you remember, it was a really cool looking heatsink for if you were going to use a tri-cree in here. Super like sick machine type of heatsink. And just for fun, I put it up in here. So it's underneath the. So when this lights up, you see the copper through these holes.
Wow,
here.
really?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me light it up. Can I light it up?
Well, in the photos you showed me, it's like that might be something you could see when you're holding it, but I don't know, like when the photos, right, the light will be too bright to see the copper.
Washes it out. Yeah.
Sound effect selection.
I'm a Jedi. I'm looking forward to completing your.
Let's see if we can do it in
Completing
red.
your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Thanks, Felicia. There we go. Can you see that, Space?
Oh.
See the copper in the inside?
Yes.
That's the heat sink. It just sits right in front of the battery and then behind the neopixel connector. So it's a really cool effect with the different LEDs coming through there. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't want to ship it to you, Daria. Kidding. I got to build another one, though, for sure.
That looks like a real diatom power cell with the
this laser etched aluminum covering on it. It's real. I said stainless steel. Laser etched stainless steel in there. So that was a lot of fun getting that to fit right.
This is what Luke went and built when he had more time.
You know what's funny is when I do the video, I don't give too much away, but when I do the video, if Daria's cool with it, it's going to be Luke's retirement saber. Because you know how you have like as first built by, and they're usually all blingy and shiny. Well, this is going to be his last built by. So
that
that's
is
cool.
So sick. Oh man!
And then here's the custom blade plug I did on it.
Wow.
It's got like that's a piece of a TV screen that I cut inside my laser cutter. So it's crazy what it does to the light. It does this weird prismatic thing with dots on it.
How old was the TV?
Actually, Jack found it, and in like on the side of the street or something, and he picked it up and threw it in the back of his truck, and he was like, I'll bet there's an acrylic screen in here. I can give it to Dave. And he ripped the whole thing apart and brought it over. And I was like, dude, this is amazing. And I actually used it in the display. So there we go. This is what it looks like.
Oh, is that his gold thing? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Yep.
24 karat gold grip.
So let me show you the blade plug.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
It's going to wash out. There we'll get.
Looks crimson.
Sometimes.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh, nice blade plug.
It's polished. So you can check your beard or comb your hair in there if you need to. Because Luke's got to do that, right? In his cave. Yeah, it's washed out. Yeah, the emitter.
When you got closer, I could see the detail.
The emitter work that Sabercraft does on these. I mean, look at how the light bounces off and all those little chambers.
It's like a turbine. It's like a turbine jet engine.
It's freaky. They're machines.
Better than a jet engine.
Yeah, I know Harris is waiting on the flame. So am I. But it's
the
like
flame is such an incredible design.
Exactly. This is the
that inspired me a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And so did this one.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to making this video. It's going to be a long one. Get your popcorn.
Oh, wow. That one. Oh my God. That is one of a kind.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to build this bad boy. Because
thank you. I should be thanking you on my knees. Oh my God. That's amazing.
I'm in love with these Sabercraft things. And they didn't put out that many of them. I think there was maybe like 40, less than 40 to 50 on the. I don't know. I know they did multiple runs, but they were like. Someone correct me if they know, but it was like 20 to 25 pieces per run because they're all. I know they're yeah. I know they're CNC and custom to order type of thing, but such an interesting company. because it's super outside the box design.
Yeah. Well, it's like something that you would hope that somebody made, and it's been made, like, you know, some kind of Skywalker
Right.
future style lightsaber. That
Exactly.
is it. That's amazing. Or the flame to me is like something also from the future, almost like a future, like Wampa claw type of design, but
Yeah.
just made out of metal.
Yeah, that saber's nutty. I wonder, surely they're designing this one for neopixel. I didn't even think about that. They gotta be, right?
Maybe they made a couple changes, and maybe that's why there was a couple delays there. You know, also the year we had last year.
Oh my God.
I
It's
know they
killed
kind
me.
of,
It crushed me.
yeah, and they made some Facebook posts too, right? Saying, you know, like, look, we got another part done. They're coming out. It just took a little longer than people like Harris wanted it to take, but actually the timing's working out good for Harris, I think.
Yeah, because I know he was.
Now, like, he'll get it, and there won't be any contention with anyone as to whose it is and stuff like that. So,
Did he get his MD done for the graphics?
he wants to wire it the next time he comes over. So it's like it's like partially wired. The emitter section, he's wired like the Dimitri style pins like you have there. The first, there's like 2 crystal chambers. So the first crystal chamber is lit by a Flora, and then the next crystal chamber is lit by a Civilized Sabers blade plug chip.
Oh,
and then he's got the wires coming down from that. What else does he have? The buttons. He's got all that wired. So he says we just have to, like, you know, do the battery and board speaker type of thing.
Thicker stuff, yeah.
The next time he's here.
That reminds me, that saber that I sent you a picture of, which was the Rancor Tooth saber that I sent to my buddy down in Florida that gave me my Jedi arms dealer name. I used 3 SpaceWindu Industries blade chips in that saber. It's got one in the crystal chamber, and then I sent him 2 different blade plugs. I made him a custom the photonic green. I made a photonic green blade plug, and then a regular frosted blade plug. So I used 3 chips in the same saber, and the Civilized Sabers, it's the V. I think it's the V1, the one you sent me a long time ago, the first run. In the crystal chamber is nuts because it's like right there at the tip of the crystal, and so I programmed on the Profi some, like, the whole Cylon, or you know, where it goes tick, 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 you know, back and forth a little bit, the Knight Rider effect, and it's nutty because it reflects through different sections of facets on the crystal in like a circle. It's so cool. I love that. I love that chip, man. That thing is like my favorite.
David Hunter NYC says, when are the blades going to be as convincing as the hilts? Blades look awful when turned off or in bright daylight. When will they be retractable? That's the holy grail. Yeah, I'd love for them to be retractable. That would be awesome. Maybe Elon Musk could work on this as his pet project. I don't know if he's a Star Wars fan. Maybe. If he is, that would be great. That'd be great.
You know what Barbara and I saw the other day was they've made a augmented reality app that comes with a Harry Potter cloak of invisibility. And when you look at someone through the phone, they take the cloak and they wrap it around them. They literally disappear.
Oh.
It is, and so I was like, could we do that with the lightsaber blade? Where you look at it through augmented reality through the phone, you're holding your hilt. I don't know, maybe the blade is green screen material or something, or however they did that with the invisibility cloak.
That's what I thought when I saw those PlayStation VR handles. Or do you know those where they had like a round lid sphere on the top, and you held them, and I guess that could tell where your hands were tracking. Maybe that was for the PS3 or the PS4.
Oh,
now you have the Oculus with the hand controllers,
hand tracking.
and I always thought that, like I'm along the same lines as what you're saying is I hope that it becomes customizable to where I could hold my hilt or you could hold your hilt. And then in the VR, that's your lightsaber. Like you'd play these Vader Immortal or one of those. And you're holding your custom lightsaber, but in the VR and maybe other people that have the VR, to all them, it's on. It's a real lightsaber. Yes. Maybe it vibrates a little because you got the vibration like the PlayStation controller does. So I always thought, when I saw those PlayStation controllers, I'm thinking, well, maybe that bubble on the top you can stick on something else. When you're in the VR, you don't see that, but you see the actual lightsaber.
Right, but would you need like a wooden dowel rod to actually act as a physical barrier when you have the VR glasses on, so that it feels like you're actually hitting another lightsaber? Is that?
Oh, you mean if you were dueling somebody?
Right, and would that? Well, I guess it wouldn't be that dangerous if you got smacked in the eyes, but you would crush the other person's VR glasses. That would suck.
Well, I'm thinking they're somewhere else, like they're at their house.
Okay.
And maybe like the vibration in like kind of just gets more intense, even though it can't simulate hitting something. But it could just like when you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're falling down the mountain, it'll like shake a lot or something.
I see what you're saying. So you're remote with your player type of thing.
Yeah. It's like if you were to clash, the thing would just shake harder.
Right.
But it wouldn't really.
Almost like your blades are kind of going through one another, but you almost feel like a vibration, which would feel like a hesitation as the blades pass through one another. I like that.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a chance to do the Vader Immortal?
I don't know if it was that, but Gabe had this game where it might have been that. Like Gabe had, he said there's a couple Star Wars ones though. The one I was playing was like, I didn't get to Vader yet, I don't think, but
you had a saber.
I had a saber and I could throw it and lasers are coming. And I think it was like a Vader's training ground type of thing. So I don't know if that was Vader Immortal or
that was
I was also in another one where it was like a phone inside the glasses and you put that contraption on where it's really a phone, but it looked crazy when you were looking at it. Really? And it was Darth Vader talking to me and kind of telling me something like, and then like, you're maybe a prisoner, you get taken away, something like that. That might have been Vader Immortal on the phone thing. These are all things that happened to me, like, this is like years ago. I think the thing that Gabe has was like last year, but that was pretty cool. But they kept saying I almost hit like my mirrors. I almost fell into the wall because it's like out there, you're in another world. You're in another world.
Totally. Yeah. I've almost run into stuff in the living room many times. Like, oh crap, that's right, I can't do that. There are plastic invisibility cloaks that are flat. Maybe they can be tooled or cut so they look invisible as a round tube. Yeah, I think for now, augmented reality may be the only way we could, like, I don't know, see them in person, like an actual physical, retracting and disappearing blade. I don't know. I hope someone figures that out, man.
I think it'll be like a hologram of some sort. I just don't know how that would actually work. Because like the holograms we have now are kind of stupid. They're like a string that spins around.
Yeah.
You need something else. It's like a real hologram. Nice and bright. I don't know how it would go up and down or stop. How would it stop? That's the problem with a lightsaber.
Yeah. Yeah, except that one university. Have you ever seen that video where the university's been experimenting with photons? Mm-hmm. And they got that they like had figured out a way to control the photons to where they like group together. I don't know how they do it, and they claim that they were able to make the first like super tiny miniature type of lightsaber blade, but they don't know how to make it on a larger scale. So maybe
it could also be some kind of like sometimes experiments like for stuff is like found when they're experimenting for something else. So they're like looking for like a way to like cut a diamond, but they can't figure that out. But they came out with a lightsaber. It's like, this isn't what we wanted. It's trash to us. But then we're like, no, holy shit.
Yeah. Can I borrow that? Put it in my hilt?
Excelsior Saber says, check out Hacksmith's Proto Saber.
Yeah.
That could probably lead to a real one day. Yeah, this is like actually hot though. And in some of the books, like the lightsaber isn't, okay, well, in the name Proto Saber. Okay, so it's like the first saber. Okay. I mean, I could buy that. It's just like in the books and stuff, a lightsaber is not like hot like fire. It's something else, right?
Yeah.
Said like plasma or whatever. That thing was literally like, I don't know, I guess it was like a plasma torch. It's like, yeah, it's a Proto Saber. First of its kind. Yeah, if you haven't seen that yet, David, that's super crazy. A week or 2 or 3 or 4 ago, it was going around. It's got like millions of views. They got a real lightsaber, but it just requires a backpack and like engineering from a whole team of people for like 17 months. Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah, it's like the old school sabers that you had to have a proto pack or whatever to power it.
Yeah,
and that some of the first sabers were like that in the expanded universe, right?
Yep, that's
so
like the picture we have as our background.
Yeah, they got to be powered with a separate backpack source. So this guy down here on the ground, blue stuff flying up.
Oh, that's going to be crystals. Like crystals were he was shattered against the ground, and like the monster or the Jedi, he
impaled.
He like crushed him into these crystals. So his helmet also popped off, and he lost, like, you can't see. It's like there's a layer of sketch there that'll be taken away, but there's a layer of sketch that has like he's got like a sword or a staff that flew up in the air as well. So he's dying. Then the guy at the top will be thrown or something. But there's a bunch more people that aren't like in there yet. Like one guy's gonna be shooting like fire at him. So I think you'll be able to tell that he's like not going to live forever.
Looks like the dude that he impaled on the crystals is losing his head too.
Yeah, that's a little
gory,
sketchy there with the.
I like it, man. Oh, I see his helmet flew off.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. That's so cool. God, man, that is this talent that I don't have.
Oh, you got so many others though. Wow, look at that artwork in your hand. Amazing.
Oh, thanks, man.
Amazing.
Labor of love and pain during COVID. I was just like, I'm locked up here. We might as well do something as glorious as I can pull off. We'll see.
Oh yeah, David says the Proto Saber is a dangerous torch. A lightsaber is light, not fire. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
But you know, it's a cool experiment. That is awesome that they had such drive to make that happen. I'm more into like I don't want to hurt myself like with the toy. There are invisibility cloaks the military's researching. Yeah, like, you know, I saw a video like 10 years ago about this. So if I saw it 10 years ago, they got it already. You know, they've already made it. They got it now. It's like that movie with Keanu Reeves. That was it's all kind of forgetting the name right now. It's got Robert Downey Jr. It's all like animated in a way. They took them and they animated them afterwards. And in the movie, they have these invisibility jackets that just mimic whatever's behind them, kind of bend the light around. I believe that they got that. That movie came out in like 2004.
Yeah. Or like even Predator.
Yeah, yeah. They've been thinking about that since 85. They probably were able to make it happen in like 95.
What's funny about what we're talking about right now is, you remember that TV screen I told you that my buddy Jack pulled out of that old TV, or not even old TV, it was a flat screen. What's crazy about that space is it was like a 45-inch, 50-inch flat screen. And if you hover, like if you stand it up on end or you hover it just out in front of you, you disappear. It's because what it does, it refracts the light. You can't see through the screen. Wow. It's really weird. Yeah. it does something to the light where it bends it, and it's actually the diffuser for the white LEDs that are like behind the TV screen. Because I don't know if you've ever taken a TV apart, but like they have a whole bunch of white LEDs that illuminate the forward screen that is your viewable screen, but then there's an actual plastic acrylic diffuser that's the entire dimensions of the TV that causes that white light to flood in evenly behind the LED screen.
Yeah, for a while I didn't want like an LED TV because of that, like all those class 2 lasers like facing you.
Right. Yeah.
I thought LCD was probably better in that regard, but I guess LED is like crisper.
Yep. And then now I've seen videos for 8K. Like, how the heck would you tell the difference?
Like, I think you're at basically 4D almost. Like, you're at real life. Like, if it's 8K, it's better than I can see. Like, you can stop now.
Yeah, like maybe only dogs can see it. You know, like
eagles. Like, this TV is for eagles. David Hunter NYC says, despite my complaints, I bow to you. You guys are doing incredible work with light emitters. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close down the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed the drawing tonight, the lightsaber talk. We had Mundo on earlier. If Derry is watching, hope you are getting a super boner off of this saber that Jedi Arms Dealer made. He's going to come out with a really long video about it. It's going to be in great detail. It's going to be all shined up. Everyone's going to be able to see that. I suggest you look for that. Subscribe to Jedi Arms Dealer YouTube channel. He's got incredible lightsabers, as you've seen, incredible videos. Thank you to anyone that was in the chat tonight. It's going to watch this in the future. Please like the video. Push the like button. So, Jedi Arms Dealer, you got anything you want to say before we roll out of here?
May the Force be with you always and always and always and always.
We're going to have another stream where we continue to draw this. I think we're a little closer. So I have like 2 characters here I think are like almost done, which is like the main character and then one of the troopers. But then we got a whole slew of troopers they're going to draw back there. He's going to have the lightsaber ignited, so it's going to be like cutting the page in half with this lightsaber, basically. And, we're going to obliterate some of the detail that we put in, but that's okay. We're going to make it really lightsaber focused. This picture is going to be really lightsaber focused, just like all the work we do behind the scenes. So I hope you guys do enjoy that and come back to this channel. We'll draw some more.
It's beyond anything I ever even imagined with this scene. When I asked you about it, I had no idea, dude, you were going to go all out. Like, it is the last stand.
Well, when I saw the Illumos, which is that's what this saber is, or this picture is based off of, is a saber called the Illumos. Let me just write that here so you guys know what that means. You could go type it in to I spell it right?
Yep. Perfect.
So you can go type that into Jedi Arms Dealer, type it into YouTube, and it'll bring you to his Illumos lightsaber. That's what this picture is based off of, because it's that lightsaber is the Jedi's holding it, and he's kind of the master of this crystal cave where everybody comes to get their crystal. So his lightsaber is made of crystal, and Jedi Arms Dealer made that lightsaber, and it works, and it's got 2 speakers in it. It sounds crazy. It's got every bell and whistle, like Bluetooth and everything you could imagine. So it's something else. So we decided to make like a poster out of it, right? And this whole character that I guess you came up with, that's this defender of the crystal cave, because Illumos is like Ilum, from where the Jedi get their crystals.
Yeah.
For their saber.
And they're trying to steal, and he's trying to take them down.
Yeah, well, like the Empire, whoever, like these guys are like, there's always an Empire, right? So even if this is like 2,000 years ago, maybe it's before Luke, maybe it's after, these bad guys they want to like always ruin the fun. Like they always like the Emperor wants to like own all the crystals for some whatever reason. I don't know why.
Death Stars.
That's
Many
kind
Death
of how
Stars.
it always is.
Yeah. They can't build enough Death
Like
Stars.
the money. Yeah, like in Rogue One, they want the Kyber crystals. In whatever time frame this is, they want these crystals. I think that makes sense. They're always wanting crystals. That's why that's why you should defund them.
Defund
Oh no,
the
you
Jedi.
shouldn't defund the Jedi though.
That's
The Jedi just want
hilarious.
the crystals.
Oh my god. Oh, that's great. For a much more secure republic. Or whatever he says that way.
A safe and secure society.
Yes. Yep. So that's how democracy dies. Craziness. Yeah, that's dope, Space. Oh my god, bro.
All right, well, this has been so much fun. I want to keep drawing this, but it's just like too late here. I have to work tomorrow and all that stuff. But
yeah, you're on.
Yeah, if I remember what I wanted to talk to you about besides that, what we already talked about, I'll text you or something. Or we'll do another one, a show. Maybe I wanted to talk about. I don't know. There's a couple more sabers. Like Daria wants a Qui-Gon, so I was gonna, I want to inspect it first and just like see how much room I'm working with and see if there's room for anything. I might make something for that. And we got like Darth Mauls that we're gonna do together. Right. And there's an Anakin that we're gonna do together. And then you got all the other projects that you're doing for yourself.
Yeah, I got it. I'm like 3/4 of the way through Jeff's, so I need you
awesome.
him updated. Yeah, his LS6. That's gonna be removable, different colored crystals is where I'm going with this one.
Wow, it sounds like he's gonna have his pretty early part of the year though. That's nice.
Yeah, well, his has also been a year in the making, like Daria's. So it's.
Yeah, Jeremy King Tech Illumos is a total boss. Absolutely, go check out that video. I should have that video in the description here, but I think I just have Jedi Arms Dealer's channel. If you go to his channel, you'll be able to see a Lumos video that he made. Oh my god, that thing is crazy. That thing's crazy.
Thanks,
we'll
man.
get that out the next time we draw this picture so we could, make sure this saber's like right before we illuminate that beam, that saber beam.
Yeah, I upgraded it to battle mode, so now it's all gesture controls because there's no buttons on the outside of that thing. So I'm loving it.
Oh, that's awesome! I got to put battle mode on my Graflex contest saber.
Oh God, I love that.
That's one of my little personal projects I got to do after a couple other things a couple loose ends are tied up with some other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That thing's badass, Space. You freaking rocked it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Oof, I want to see that thing. You got to put it in your suitcase when you fly out here.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I'll make an in-depth video of that soon after I get battle mode on it.
Cool.
But thanks so much for doing this and have a great night.
Hey, you too.
We'll do it again soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Talk to you later, everybody.
Cool. Have a good night. Peace, everybody. Good night.
Crystal focus make you stronger.